Happy Halloween, everyone. I've wished it to you before, and I'll wish it to you again. And for those who say, oh, you're too old to go trick or treating, only children can go trick or treating and dress up and enjoy the festivities of Halloween. Well, guess what, little Timmy? If that was the case, why would they make Halloween costumes for adults? Ah, checkmate. Bet you didn't think about that one. But nevertheless, what you're here for is for my newest adventure in my latest saga of going outside and hanging out with friends. And this time is no different, alright? Once again, coming out here, hanging out outside, doing outside activities. This time around, it was once again another Pablo party. Well, it wasn't Pablo's party, it was actually his sister's party, and we were just like the side content to like the main course going on inside with her friends drinking and all that, and basically having an actual party. Well, the plan was, well, we actually planned for this like 2 weeks ahead of time, basically. The plan was that all four of us would come in a costume and we would just have a good time. Sorry, this beard is like really uncomfortable. It's actually really hurting my ears. But yeah, we dress him in a costume, would go over to Pablo's, and we'd have a blast. I brought over a Gang Beast, a cult classic of party games. I even brought over a Black Ops 3 to run some zombies just in case. I even brought over some cards just in case we wanted to play some cards. Pablo had a pool table, so we could also do that. Many games to play, many commodities to go over. But unfortunately, David was not able to make it due to some family issues, which is a little unfortunate. But, what can you really do, all right? Mexican families, if they say you're staying, you're staying. There's just you can't go around it, all right? It's death to defy the family. So, unfortunately, we didn't have David to lighten the mood, but nevertheless, we still enjoyed ourselves. But because we were the side content, we had to move outside. Pablo grabbed his PlayStation, grabbed his sister's TV, set up a desk, and just slapped everything in. We did have some technical difficulties for a little bit while we were playing some Gang Beast. Like the extension cable would keep cutting out for whatever reason. If like you moved it like a tiny smidge, you just bam, power shuts down, which we eventually fixed, but not after having a couple games of pool or billiards or whatever you want to call it. Essentially, we just hit white ball into colored balls, and colored balls go in, and we get points. And that's exactly what we did. That's just all we did for like an hour straight until we decided to actually fix our connection problems. And let me tell you, I suck at pool. I'm not great. My hand eye coordination in games is decent at best. In real life, it's terrible. All right, if you put a gun in my hand, there's a really high chance that I'll just straight miss. Right, even if it's like the most like a decked out weapon in the arsenal that just is prone to just never miss, I'll probably figure out a way to miss anyway. But thankfully, I'm not the only sucker at pool because Exil's pretty bad himself. In fact, like he can aim for a ball, somehow miss, somehow hit it, and still somehow miss again in just one turn. Paul was pretty decent at it. He actually has some like actual skill there, but we're by no means the best. So these games dragged on until eventually we would win, and we even did some like 2v1s for fun, and we ran a couple 1v1s later. I won one. I'm pretty sure we all have won a round, mainly due to the fact that the opponent would either scratch constantly or would hit the 8 ball in or hit the 8 ball in and then scratch, which is not what you want to do. Not an ideal ending to a game. Yeah. We even decided that, you know what, maybe billiards isn't enough to satisfy our joyful needs. So we played some cards. We played blackjack. We played liar's bar, or we guess the IRL version of liar's bar. If you know what liar's bar is, it's basically where one of the game modes is a card game that you only use jacks, kings, queens, and aces, and there are like two jokers in the entire deck. And basically, you put them all together, you shuffle them all up, and whatever card comes on top, kind of like Uno, is that card's table, and you can only play that card. But you can always lie and bluff and play other cards to get down to zero cards. But people can say you're lying, and if you are lying, then in the game itself, in actual liar's bar of the game, you would cock one back and then blast yourself. But we didn't do that. If anything, we just found like a mobile app with like a revolver on it, and then just made like pew pew noises, and that was our version of liar's bar. It's in real life, it's really difficult because after someone top house, you have to restart. Yeah, you reshuffle everything, and it's kind of boring. I mean, it's fun to play, but it is just like kind of obnoxious sometimes. So IRL Liars Bar, maybe not the best play. I was gonna bring Uno, but I completely forgot, which is really unfortunate because I feel like playing some Uno with the boys and screaming and yelling at each other would be awesome. We also did have some music blasting in the background, courteous to Exil and me. I would play the Spotify playlist because I had it, and Exil would play the FNAF playlist that we have. So we're just jamming out to some tunes while gaming. Our Call of Duty Black Ops 3 skills suck. We made it to like round 9 at best and just suffered multiple losses. We weren't great. We weren't like the best. After a while, apparently his semi drunk sister decided, hey, I want some chicken. And then we got all dragged along for this epic joyride into the chicken place. It was like called Hot One, or not Hot One, sorry, like Mad Chicken or something, because it's just like a spicy chicken place. And while we got there, we had people taking pictures of me and Exil because Exil was Batman, I am Jesus. Pavel was supposed to be the Joker, but he just wore like a purple like suit thingy, and that was it. He was in black shorts. He was by no means the Joker. If anything, he was closer to the purple guy. If anything, he was trying to put on like the white face paint and like the like makeup lipstick whatever for the smile, but eventually caved in. And anything, he's a coward. He should have went all the way in, but he didn't, and that's why he wasn't involved in all the epic photos people took of us that we didn't have. And also, for those who are wondering, David was gonna go as like this steampunk warrior. Well, not warrior, but like this steampunk guy, like a really cool cane. It's unfortunate he wasn't able to go. So maybe on actual Halloween, if we ever decide to actually go trick or treating, because as far as I know, my family's not gonna be doing all that. So if anyone decides in our group to say, hey, let's go trick or treating, then we absolutely will. And don't tell me that I'm too old to go trick or treating because by God, I will keep doing it and I will keep doing it for years to come. All right. There will be no age that will stop me from going out there, knocking on doors, and yoinking candy. All right. It's just not gonna happen. All right. It's just not gonna happen. Unfortunately, there wasn't really anything too exciting. However, when Pablo left once again because of he had to get dragged along by his family and do some shenanigans outside. Disgusting. Like, couldn't be me. I did do a 1v1 of billiards or pool or whatever you call it against Exil and had some nasty shots. All right. The last shot, I had to like bank shot regatta that the pool ball into the corner that bounced off the side that bounced into the 8 ball that roll it right into the hole. It was beautiful. All right. If you could have seen it, if you were there, you would have been hype. All right. That is a shot I could never recreate for the rest of my life, no matter how many times I try to recreate it. It was that good, all right? And at someone of my skill level, which isn't very high, that's an awesome shot to make and had me jumping for joy. Again, it is really unfortunate that David wasn't able to make it. I feel like it would have been an absolute blast if all four of us were there. I mean, like, for the longest time, me, Pablo, and Exil had been like this gallivanting trio, like the Three Musketeers. Like, we've just been inseparable and have always just been up to like goofy shenanigans ever since we like met. But like having someone fill that fourth position in our lobby just feels right, and having someone else to kind of like bank off of our memes, like catch that rebounder every time we whiff a shot, it's just really nice, you know. And honestly, I'm a little upset that David wasn't able to make it because I was gonna like, make like a Fortnite joke that we looked like a Fortnite lobby. Like literally, you have Jesus, Batman, the purple guy, and then you have a steampunk character. It would have been the goofiest thing you would have ever seen, and it would have been awesome. But I can't blame David. I mean, I can, but I really can't. It's not really his fault. He had family matters to deal with, so it's unfortunate. But I guess deep in the back of my mind, I'm still gonna blame David for not making it. Should have come along. Should have said, nah, I don't have a family. Should have came anyway. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything too much worthy of highlight throughout the night, but that's not what this series is about, right? This series is simply to document my adventures of going outside, touching some grass, and hanging out with friends. And that's exactly what I did tonight. So, I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!